This is the dark side of the music industry.
They f***ing us around out here. Y'all, they are f***ing us around. They get
literally the same people who own the labels on private prisons. The records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry.
But they didn't make you write those lyrics.
It's not about making somebody write the lyrics. It's about being there as guardrails to make sure certain songs make it through and certain songs don't. Some records are made by committee, meaning record company guys sit around and tell the artists, this is hot, say that, do this. We're gonna have this guy write the lyrics. We're gonna have that. You have, the record company pushing the narrative. Some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay.
I'm manifesting all things good.
Money coming to me, money running through me. Tuned into the frequency, the bass, keep it booming. Feeling superhuman, I ain't never losing. Money coming to me in abundance, keep it moving.
What did they do after they got signed on these labels? They tattoo their whole body. Why you think they do that, yo? Just to be different? Nah. They did that because they was raped. They anal to be in this truth of the music industry, showing their honors to the people that's before them. That's the truth of the industry, that you're willing to take a man's penis in his anal. That's the truth. Okay? And when they did that, they just didn't do it one time, they did multiple times. And the only way they feel like they can get their dignity back is to tattoo their body to make them feel like I still have my manhood. What you think they did to B12, man, BK? They raped them boys, man. They popped them in that immature, they raped them boys. They literally raped them boys, dude. It's just the truth. Some people can handle the truth and some people can't. We don't care. But it's time to start looking at things with both eyes open and not both eyes shut, because the truth is the light, man. It's this cat that want to be a part of the rap game so bad, man. He looked like he would kill his mama to get a hit record. Rick Ross signed this guy on YouTube. And when Rick Ross signed that dude, man, as wicked as Rick Ross is, now you know Rick Ross is wicked as hell. He did not want to sign that brother. When that dude signed that contract with Rick Ross and Jewmaker hit it right on the point. He looked at that contract, man, he just shook his head. But you can see in his eyes, he just had a look where all bets are off, like, God damn, another brother gone. You see what I'm saying? But them demons got to be fed, man. He has to do
it. They f***ing us around out here. Y'all, they are f***ing us around. They give some shit. It ain't even what you think. You f*** around, wake up tomorrow, shit, ass nigga with a footy on, and don't know what the f*** you just done did. I mean, real shit.
They gave you some of that baby oil.
You f***ed up in your shirt and you don't know what the f*** to say. You don't know who to tell. But this is what the game is going to.
You feel embarrassed.
That's what it's going to. Then, here it is, it's time for a contract to come out. Nigga sign you for 5 years, you like, nah, dog. So you don't want to sign with us. Nah. Nah. Man, pop in the tape. Show this what he did last night. I'm serious. Dude, this real shit I'm telling y'all though. Pop in the tape. You sitting that motherfucker like, man, what the yeah, well, what the that's what happened.
You sound like serious heart attack.
What you gonna do? You gonna sign that contract. You don't want nobody in the hood to see that shit. You don't want this to get out, dog. I'm telling y'all, and this is what I'm telling y'all like this. These you see constantly high, they're not getting high because they like to get high. They're getting high because they know what they done, and they can't live with that.
So they face their dark side.
I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all this from me. This is some real shit.
He sound like he went
This
through it.
Real shit, I'm telling y'all. This real shit. So when they say, man, I got around with my contract. No, they ain't talking about paperwork. These niggas around for real. So I'm just telling y'all, that y'all might be hearing for yourself, man, this shit a lot. This shit real talk. I can say this because I'm a real. Some of these can't say this because they already know about that goddamn tape. They on that tape. So they can't say about that. But I mean, they proud weaknesses because they be so happy they about to sign shit. Now they done told you come to a mansion party. You gonna turn down shit. You gonna feel like this is my family. I'm with these now. You smoking on some shit. You done, man, drunk some shit. You done forgot everything. Just like this camera on right now. You don't know what the done went on until they show you that tape. You gonna sign. You gonna sign. This is a shiesty, devilish game. And if you don't have no knowledge, you gonna set yourself up to be around. So believe me, instead of trying to get to the A&R to get your music together, you better make sure your ass ready. You better go at that or have another blueprint in your head to be already ready with the next. Because half these think ain't. These plastic pimps, rubber gangsters. And half of them like that. There's some real hardcore I'm telling y'all in here. Some real raw. If y'all gonna get in this industry, man, make sure you be right.
They sign you $3 million, 5 albums. But your album term might say you can't drop an album for 9 to 12 months. So if we do the math,
The fine print.
That's some years.
that's years. 4 years, 4 or 5 years,
Yeah,
maybe even
for sure.
6 years, because the average artist ain't just finna drop no album exactly on the 9 months. So
Right.
it's still gonna be a stretch. You're creating, and then while that's going on, they still gotta spend the money into you. So it's doubling down. So it's like, most artists, you don't see no check from the label, but the one that you sign.
So there's an unsigned artist named Smart Guy that actually used to be with Interscope and Def Jam, and he actually explains how the music industry will actually wind up putting you in a universal contract where you never actually get to be let out of your contract and how it works. Watch and pay attention to everything that's going on.
Did they stop you from making the projects when you were signed to them?
No, you got to think you don't own your content. So it's just like if you go on Instagram Live, right?
Yeah.
And you got music playing in the background that's not yours. What happens?
They take it
the
down.
live ends.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the same thing back in the day. Like if you don't own your music, you can't put nothing out. You can't record. Like it wasn't like before. Like I mean, it wasn't like now. Like you got studios from the crib. It's like you had to go to
They had to
major
book the
studios.
studio,
I mean, Quad. You know what I mean, whatever the big studio
and
was.
they booked the sessions.
Yeah, but they got the relationships with the studio.
Exactly.
So they could just call and say, "Yo, don't let him in the building."
So they were trying to control like the type of music you made.
Nah, they controlling the music. Period. They controlling you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You sign an option deal. An option is like 2 years. So an album is an option. So you sign 5. So you say typically an artist, the labels, you sign like a 5 to 10 option deal. They got you for life. Then they got to approve of the music that you make. So you think like, all right, I signed for 5 options. I'll just make the music. No, they just want to prove it. The label got to clear the music. They got to say, okay, we accept you turn this in. So you make an album. No, we don't want this. It's like a mindfuck. What? I made the song. Nah, we don't want
like
this.
20 albums and they don't want it.
But they using that. But they telling you they don't want it. But they giving that music to other artists.
And they still
so you
own that.
Listen, so you indirectly ghostwriting. You indirectly ghostwriting for artists. Like I tell niggas all the time, I made music for J. Cole. They be like, yo, you lying, you bugging. No, nigga. It'll be like the label. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm going to Stadium Red. I'm giving y'all niggas exclusive. This is how the game is. It's dirty. It's fucked up. I'm going to Stadium Red. Just say J. Cole, he signed to Rock Nation. They got Rock the Mic Studios. And you could be recording in Stadium Red or Rock the Mic. You make an album. You turn it into the label. They go, nah, we're not approving it. But they play that same music for either a bigger artist or the producers of that bigger artist. And then your music, your concept, your ideas, that's on that artist's album. And you don't get no writer's credit for it. You don't get no publishing. And nobody fucking believes you. Fucking liar. If you say, yo, that's my song, it's not his.
Now, he actually went into more detail where he explained that all of the actual artists within the music industry, they do have to do humiliation rituals, or they do have to do things where they would be blackmailed by their own industry or their own record label. and that they very much did a lot of strange things to get the contract that they wanted. He also stated this: watch and pay attention to everything.
But I'll say this: the music business is ran by the devil. So the music business is only designed to get as many people to go away from God as possible. So what happens is the devil needs workers, and by workers, he needs people who have influence, who can mislead or misguide people away from the light into the darkness. So this is why the artist is powerful. So the artist is the mouthpiece. Okay? The artist is the mouthpiece between the devil and the fan. And the artist's job is to get you to throw up these weird signs. What are you doing? This is the body. I'm just showing you when you see these signs, when you see the checkerboards, when you hear them talking about demon time and drill and kill and all this shit. Even the actual beat and the BPM is all 808 drums. This is all low vibrational shit. So what happens is the artist is only the tool used to push the message of the devil. It's a spiritual war. So what happens is, in order for that artist to be in position to even mislead the people, they have to be worthy. This is hazing. This is the hazing aspect of it.
Now, I do actually remember speaking on this before, and this is why I emphasize to people, please be very aware of who you're actually watching and who you're allowing yourself to listen to, because these people have whole different agendas that they have to push behind closed doors. But y'all stay safe, and y'all let me know what y'all think.
In the music industry. Yeah, depending on what part of the industry you're trying to get access to, there's gatekeepers. So if you're trying to get signed to a major label, there's gatekeepers. If you're trying to get on certain media platforms to get interviewed, there's gatekeepers. If you're trying to get on the mainstream radio, you heard me, urban radio, there's gatekeepers. Yes. I will say one last thing about gatekeepers. The only true gatekeeper to what's meant for you in this world is God and your level of integrity. That's the only true gatekeepers, because what's meant for you and what you want, that's two different things. And a lot of times people end up wanting things that ain't of God. And now if you want something that ain't of God, you got to go through gatekeepers. So I'd rather go through God than go through gatekeepers any day. So all these people, all the times that I have encountered these gatekeepers in the industry and I'm knowing I'm overqualified for something, but I got somebody telling me I'm not good enough, or I'm not enough for this, or I'm not paying enough for that, I had to learn through maturity that that wasn't of God. You feel me? And that's what you got to check. Do you have godly ambition, or do you have selfish ambition? And in this world, it's very easy to have selfish ambition, and that'll take you on a pathway to where you're going through all these gatekeepers who really ain't nobody in the big scheme of things. On the totem pole of people with integrity and people with morals, values, and principles, these gatekeepers ain't nobody. But in this perverted, sick, twisted industry, these gatekeepers do hold access to certain levels, you know. Bro, I've had gatekeepers in the music industry who have literally tried to hold a record deal behind their back and let me know, like, look, if you're a part of this homosexual act that I'm trying to take part in, you heard me? Yeah, come on, this door open real quick for you. Like, I got a song where I've talked about that before called The Devil's Playground. Like, this is real, dog. And the only way that type of stuff can work on you is if you let them have all the leverage to where you want what's behind that gate that bad. So that's a real thing. You also got people who, this is a different type of gatekeeper. The gatekeepers who will say, hey, you making too much righteous noise right now. If you just tone that righteousness down a little bit, then we'll allow you into these doors. But you got to tone that down. You got to become a little more vanilla, you heard me? A little more lukewarm, a little more bland, and you'll fit in with us more. So that's the slick gatekeeping. It ain't telling you to all the way, you know, bend over or open your mouth or something like that. It ain't that, but it's telling you, like, dim your light. And what ends up happening is you got so many people that's like, well, that's not that bad. They not asking me to do nothing super crazy. I just got to dim my light. That's the scariest kind right there. Because a lot of people will be like, wait, I just got to turn it from level 10 to level 5? Man, bet. I could do that, bro. I bet. Now I get accepted? Cool. Next thing you know, you got a whole industry, brother, that's lukewarm. Whole industry lukewarm. So that when somebody that's on fire come along, they looking at it like, whoa, you crazy. Hold on. You shining too bright. Hold on. Chill out, man. You doing the most. You messing up. Man, stop, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to backtrack, man. So you saying that somebody came up to you personally trying to get you involved into, you know, some homosexual activity?
Me personally, I definitely dealt with that, brother. Like I said, I done rapped about it and everything. So I didn't want the deal that bad. Yeah.
So how did they react when you turned it down? Was they acting funny or?
Yeah. Well, you got that moment of truth. When you realize what's happening, you got that moment of truth where you're like, oh, shoot. Okay, what am I going to do? And that's not the first time in my life where I've had a moment of truth where I knew like my action right now can change the course of my entire life, you know? So I knew what time of day it was, and you know, I wasn't getting down with it. So when I was like, nah, like I'm good, you know. This was at a music video shoot. So when I was like, nah, I'm cool, you know, for the rest of the day, it was like, oh, no more attention from this person. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, this person ain't really willing to meet with you or talk to you or even like further the idea of talking about working with you. So once you see that you're getting that cold shoulder, or once I seen that I was getting that cold shoulder, I was like, well, I won't be getting signed today. You hear me? And you got to keep it moving. But man, it feel good, man. It feel good to be able to speak about that and be able to speak like, to say like, oh, I preserved my manhood. Like it feel good. It feel real good. Like that's what you call a life defining moment.
Yeah, that's wild, man. So when you turned them down, was they in their feelings? Like, was they trying to block you from doing stuff? Like, yo, we're not gonna allow him to do this, or you know, we're not gonna put him on this platform. He's not gonna host this. Like, what happened, yo?
I got you. You're asking me, is blackballing a real thing?
Yeah.
Yes, blackballing is a real thing. Some people in this industry definitely get mad enough at you if you have bruised their ego, or if you have shown them that you don't need their approval to be successful, then they will definitely do what they can to try to blackball you. Yes, I don't doubt that people have attempted to blackball me. Absolutely. But if you don't feed me, if you don't provide my blessings to me, then you can't starve me. You can't deny my blessings to me. And once I truly doubled down on knowing that like God holds all the keys to whatever's meant for D1, that's when I really started just moving with a level of boldness that's like, yeah, I'm standing on this, you heard me? And you might try to have a vendetta against me or whatever, but I guarantee I'm going to exceed anything that you could have did for me. And then I'm going to look down at you. And you're going to be like, oh, shoot, how you got up there? Because that's the only one I submit to is up there. You heard me? I know they got people that's trying to blackball me right now. Any way, shape, or form that they feel like they could. I absolutely know that, bro. I know it. And for a long time, it's been that way. It's been that way for over a decade. There was somebody in New Orleans who I knew for a fact, who worked in the industry, who was trying to blackball me because I wouldn't sign a deal with them. You know, right when they saw that I was about to get signed to a major label, try to blackball me, talk down to me, told me, oh, you ain't gonna never get to this certain level because you trying to do things your own way. Like, man, I done been through all this stuff. And, you know, you got to learn how to respond with love, and not just love Jesus, but you got to learn how to love Judas as well. The people who don't rock with you, you know, you got to be like, that's how dope and mature I am. I'm going to still learn how to love you, but not allow you to, you know, be a person that's in my way.
This is the dark side of the music industry. Artists on major labels do not get paid as much as you think. But even though the percentage is smaller, the pie is bigger. You may be wondering why you haven't heard from your favorite artist in a while. It could be that they got shelved by the label. When a record label has a huge roster of hundreds of artists, they have to prioritize the top artists and get the other artists out of the way, so they get shelved. And what you may not know is that song royalties are sold like stocks. So the name of the game is to make an artist super popular so that they can sell their song royalties at a higher multiple. Think of this like mortgage-backed securities. Investors put their money in to get monthly returns. And similar to cell phone coverage, radio stations have limited terrestrial territories. What this means is that record labels can synthesize celebrity by galvanizing enough radio stations in a given terrestrial radius to combine them to create social proof. Think of it like your Instagram Explore page. We all think this is our reality, but everyone has a different experience on the Explore page. If enough people see the same thing in the same amount of time, they believe that it's real. And when you have market consolidations of radio stations around the US, what they've done now is syndication. This is why most states hear the same exact music at the same exact time. Whether it's radio or Spotify playlist, it's all the same game. In the next video, I'll show you how the music industry synthesizes celebrity and where it actually comes from to create the world's top artists.
If things are happening to them, because that's the price that they pay for fame. See, when you're in the music business, you ain't supposed to pay your way in the music business. You're supposed to be chosen for this game. Now, if you choose to sell your soul, that's on you, because there's people out here selling their soul for fame. But, you know, that's going to only last for so long. But remember, I told you the devil moves in shapes and sizes. He'll come through the managers. He'll come
like
through.
Busta Rhymes.
Yo, do you think this
Big
is a
lips.
good deal? You got to know if it's a good deal. Don't ask me.
The head shape.
You know, a lot of people don't know what type of deal to sign. I think those 360s are a bad deal.
Yeah.
A lot of artists are
Those
stuck in it. You
360
see a lot of artists
deals.
complaining, yo, I ain't get
Cardi
this,
B
I ain't get this,
allegedly.
I ain't get my publishing, I ain't do this. Yo, let me show y'all something. And I'm going to tell every independent artist and artist, old school and new school, negotiating a deal, make sure you have a great entertainment attorney. Not the homeboy operation.
Right.
Not the homeboy. Not the friend that's a manager who used to be a lawyer. Make sure you have an entertainment attorney to teach you what you're signing before you sign. He needs to mark it up. He needs to explain it to you before you put your name on the contract. Just don't put your name on the contract and not know your stipulations on the contract or what you could do and what you can't do. That is the problem why artists are complaining that they're not getting their money.
Now, you got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of bending over the desk straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it. Bring it. I don't give a bring it. They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They the record label executive, and it's like there's too much of that going on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me be me, the artist that I am, and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting going to dinner with them and shit like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
If they offer you a deal in the room and tell you you have to sign it right then and there, walk away. They're a scammer. No respectable person will not give you the chance to have it reviewed by legal counsel. Now, contracts, they cover everything from advances, royalties, recoupment. I'm going to do another video talking about what you should be asking for if you are negotiating a deal with a record label. But just remember that you agree to giving this label certain things, so be sure that you're aware of these terms before you lock in with the commitment. Keep in mind, you owe the label certain deliverables outlined in the contract. Understanding these terms is crucial so that you can set your long-term goals to be based upon what you owe this label, and so that you are managing your expectations. Or if you're an artist manager, you're managing your clients' expectations so that things don't seem overwhelming. They never feel like they're hit with a curveball, like, what? I gotta give them 3 more albums, what? My 3 major tips for aspiring artists: build a strong fan base independently, network and collaborate with industry professionals. And if you're not in a metropolitan city like LA, Atlanta, or New York, you can always do that on Twitter or through social media. Always seek legal advice before signing any contract. Remember, a record label is not a magician. They don't wave their magic wand. It is a business partnership, and you get as much out of the partnership as you bring to the table. Before you make any big decisions, do your homework. And if you are an independent artist who is negotiating deals right now and you need representation or help, hit me up to know more. Hit follow for more music industry insights and stick with me as I continue to uncover the music industry.
I believe what Ice Cube is saying 100%, and this all comes back to music. All of it. There's another video that I have somewhere in my playlist, and it's about the truth about music and how it basically takes over your life. Anyway, so he says that, you know, the people who own the label, the music label, also own prisons. And I've read this a long time ago. I've read this, and I actually had a conversation with one of my friends. We were on the phone, and I was trying to tell him how the music you listen to does manifest the things that you are singing, because it's at such a very powerful frequency that it puts you in this level of happiness and joy, or whatever, anger the music is about. Whatever the music is about, you are at that frequency during the time that you're listening to that music, right? Stay with me. So when you are singing the song, if it's a love song, you start falling in love. All of a sudden you start, all the fun things, all the romantic feelings come back. Baby making music like the Tyrese, I met a Scorpio. Anyways, I'm a Scorpio, okay? Can you tell? Anyways, so Tyrese sings about a Scorpio, and every time you listen to that song, you don't even have to have the music video. Just listening to the song, you can literally imagine the whole video, the whole music video of what he was doing, what he was wearing, where they were under the sheet, you know, and then he'd stop and take a breath because he met a Scorpio. You know, you know. Anyways, so he says that, you know, the people who run the music industry also run jail, because for one, all of those gangster rapper, drill rapper people, young men, young black men, are all ending up in jail one by one, three by three. If not in jail, definitely in the cemetery, because they are basically speaking their future into the ground or to prison. So when he says that you are putting yourself in your own prison, in order to control someone, you have to literally control their brain, right? So you want to control, for example, let me just bring you to an episode of The Chilling Adventure of Sabrina, my favorite show. Oh my god, the teacher, she's literally me. Okay, she's me. Anyway, so there was one episode where Sabrina was trying to crack the prism. A prism is a trap, right? And then apparently in the school they didn't believe she could trap it, but she ended up cracking the code to untrap the prism because her father created the prism. She didn't even know this until she met this guy, and then he told her, hey, I have a book with the secrets of your father, blah, 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 blah. And she solved the secret to open the prism because she was part of his family and she had this bloodline running through her, and she was able to crack the code. There's like a secret that she had to, whatever. So she cracked the prism, and then she was able to trap a D word that was tormenting her, right? In real life, tormenting her. So she was able to trap the prison. I mean into the prism. So powerful. Something so powerful could no longer do anything because his mind, the way he think, like himself, was trapped in this prism where it basically destroyed him, right? Like destroy him. He couldn't do anything. So he was trapped. So when I go back to like the music and how it's putting them in their very own little prison, 4 walls, you can't do nothing else but stay here and stare at the ugly cream color. I don't even know the color other than from like movies, because God forbid. But these artists are paid top dollar initially, okay? Initially, they are paid top dollars in order to promote these music to you, so then you can be at that frequency that the music put you in. Have you ever waken up and you're listening to music, or maybe like you had one drink, right? And then you're just listening to some music and you start listening to like Pop Smoke. That's the one that I go to, that because I've done that. So don't come for me. Anyways, listening to possible, and you just want to feel, you just want to get, like, you're not necessarily want to, but you're already at that level. You really feel the music, the rage, the whatever that the music is putting out, you really feeling it, because it happened to me. It happened to me, and I'm someone who literally my entire house, like, the frequency of my house is very high. I keep roses everywhere, and I do whatever I need to do to keep the frequency high. Flowers keep your frequency, love frequency, really high. There's different things that you could do, but in my house, I choose to do that. But even when I'm listening to, even with all of that, when I listen to music, it still penetrates. I can still feel it, especially if I'm on my way to work. Now, I'm listening to some playlist that I have for work. This gets me going as if, like, I'm ready to conquer the world. And this is like 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, and I'm not even a morning person. So that's to tell you how music really affects you. But if you allow your mind to be taken over by the music because you don't know how to control it, and it's not hard to be able to control it, but if you don't know how to control it, then it's going to get you to a frequency where you end up doing things that may possibly put you in jail. You never know. You just never know. Unless you choose carefully the type of music that you listen to, and listen to the lyrics to know exactly what the lyrics are saying. Because if you really listen to the lyrics of some of these songs that are playing on the radio, you will never listen to them again. But a lot of people don't really listen to the lyrics, so therefore, like, whenever you do finally wake up, which is just finally paying more attention, it's not nothing special that you just woke up, it's something special everybody thinks. Oh, what does it mean to be woke? It's really, you start really paying attention to what's around you. You start seeing these things like, I don't know. I had no business singing this. You know what I mean? Like, I had no business singing this when I was this young. Or I had no business singing this as a Christian person. Okay? I have no business doing this or that. So just know that there's always something that is here to tempt you, if we want to use that word. There's always something that's here to keep you off your track, off your road. Just, you have to... 2 birds are flying, and well, they're on the tree, but one is a cardinal. I don't know if you guys know what cardinals, they're like your angels, your people who have passed and all that. I think it's cute. I always look at my window. Anyways, but pay attention to that. Like, the music industry is really, really dark, especially if the artist is in a 360 deal. That's even worse. It's just call it a day, because that 360 deal is going to eat you alive. And that is the reason why when artists, now this is all from what I'm reading and what I've seen, so don't come for me. It's not that like I'm educated in the music industry or anything, but when you read, you learn things. Cardi B is stuck allegedly in a 360 deal. We don't know if it's true, but I have read blind items and all that. 360 deal, and allegedly her label will drop her eventually, because she's not holding her end of the bargain. And I think maybe after, that those millions go away, because what they do is they make you do all these things, and you have all these people that are around you, and before you know it, this person needs to be paid, that person needs to be paid. Before you know it, the money's gone. And then you have people that you have to impress, the whole world, really, and you got to get your butt done because it feels like this is like necessary, and it's like part of the package. Your lips done, maybe bleach your skin, I don't know. People do weird things when they get in Hollywood, but that money is already gone. And then if you are not putting out all the work, either they keep you in the contract and then wait until you really do one good song and then have someone take you out. And then now the song is doing amazing because now you have been taken out, and allegedly, I don't know, nothing. This is for educational purposes only. Allegedly, this is what they do, okay? Because my eyes don't lie. If things are just happening, and if I'm reading this and it's saying this, and people who are part of the music industry are saying kind of sort of the same thing, if not exactly the same thing, sometimes you gotta question things. things. You know what I mean? I understand you want to question things, but also you gotta be like, okay, well, if 1 + 1 is 2, then what the fuck is this? You know? Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.